This is Record Royale, where we throw two albums into the ring with one another and see which one comes out on top. Hey, yo! Welcome. Here it is, another episode. Second week of Aus Music Month. We are in episode number 78. Last week was a bang. Series, Sly Withers with Pat from the Sleepyheads. Had a bunch of good feedback from that one. It was a fun one, and this was another fun one. We got Jack Davies, Perth act Jack Davies and the Bush Chooks on the show. Jack, thanks for coming on, mate. We appreciate it.
No, thanks for having me. Good to meet you.
Yeah, you too. It's we appreciate the time difference there, 4 p.m. for you.
Yeah, well,
hopefully it's not too much of a dick around.
No, it's crazy. I had a work training today for the pub I work at, and I said I can't make it. So, so that worked out quite well in my favour.
As in, like a new job?
I want to go. They're just going to teach me how to carry plates better and stuff.
Was that really what it was?
Yeah.
How to carry plates 101?
Oh, I don't know. It probably would have been something else, but I'll never know. I'll never know now.
Is this a new job? New pub?
No, it's another one. I've been there for like over a year, so it's like I've figured out all the ins and outs of plates and whatnot.
All the plates and shit.
Yeah.
I know the plates, so I don't need any of this.
Yeah.
I've had enough. Yeah, no, we'll appreciate it. It's going to be fun. Courtney Barnett. Sometimes I sit and think. Sometimes I just sit against RVG, Quality of Mercy. 2 fun albums. It was pretty good listening to these this week. Real quick before we get into chatting about all things these albums. Last week on the show, Brad, for Two Truths and a Lie, you mentioned how the Sly Withers fan went to...
Toby.
Yeah, Toby. He flew from Perth to Brisbane because he didn't like the Perth venue. He went and watched Sly Withers on the Slowly Slowly tour. Didn't see Slowly Slowly. The lads from Sly Withers got in touch, and apparently that fan loved Brisbane so much he moved there after that show.
Wow. Really?
Yeah. So it was
very cool.
Yeah, pretty nice little tie-in to that.
Oh, that's very nice of them to get in touch and give us a bit more context.
Yeah, it was quite heartwarming actually.
Yeah.
bit of a love
Should
story.
get that guy on the pod.
I think we should.
One
Toby,
disgruntled fan.
Yeah, we should reach out. Find the
real
the cross country traveling Toby.
Yeah.
Come on the pod.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah. Couple other things I want to heaps quickly mention. Heart Attack Man, friend of the pod, Eric Egan. Their EP, Thoughts and Prayers, is out now. Just go listen to it. It rocks. It rolls. And back on the Instagram polls. Did the Kanye West polls. I mean, by the time this episode comes out, it'll be done. So thanks to everyone for voting on them.
In again. I've only done the first round.
I haven't posted the second round yet.
Okay.
I'll do it after this. But I know who do you want to win?
By the
time this is out, we'll know who won. So what album will win?
I'm gonna say probably Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, but I'm open to many an album.
I think will win.
Yeah.
I'm a Graduation guy.
I'm also a Graduation guy.
Yeah. So anyway,
Graduation.
If you want to, we'll probably do some more Instagram poll battles. So get on there at Record Royale. It's a very easy one.
Let's do it.
To get on. Sweet. All right, Jack. Congrats on the release of the EP, Shadows and Sounds of the Night. It's such a great, like, beautifully delicate listen. I really, really enjoyed it. And I've noticed as well, you released the 3 EPs 3 years in a row, all 6 tracks. Was that like intentionally done, or was that just happen naturally?
I just had a lot more songs, but if we added a 7th one, it would be an album.
Yeah.
And for some reason, people, that's like it's a bit of a stepping stone to do an album, I think. So kind of with an EP, it's a bit less pressure to kind of like muck around and sort of try things that you might not want to define you forever. So we're doing an album now, but those last 3 were just kind of like a bunch of different sort of stuff to try it out, I guess. Whilst we're still just like quite young and just gigging a lot. And now the album we're doing now will be a lot more like, this is kind of like more of a serious statement in my mind of what music we want to make. So the EP, just cutting at 6 leaves that extra breathing room for, it's just an EP, like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Play it
So
off.
we've kind of like kept it a bit shorter. Like there's a lot of
feel
songs
like
we
you
haven't ended up recording.
You can almost stretch to like 8. I feel like people are putting out like 8 tracks and they're saying it's an EP now.
Yeah, I think it's iTunes and Spotify. I'm not maybe just iTunes or whatever, but like a lot of the streaming services have a cutoff of 6 songs or 30
Right.
minutes. I think that
Right.
they have like a definition of it, which changes how it's like listed.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, so even if you just say it's an EP, they'll still list it as an album if it's got 8 tracks.
Annoying.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I could be wrong,
Yeah.
like that. That's what I think.
Nah, I'm gonna quote you. I'm gonna quote you on that. The
Yeah.
Spotify thing. I did. Speaking of Spotify, I did see you were working on the debut record. How far into that process are you?
We've probably recorded like done about like 5 songs. I've done about 5 songs with the band, 5 of my solo songs, and then I've got another about 10 band songs to go. Sort of like I'm kind of like we're kind of mucking around with some of the writing still as we're recording it.
Right.
So we're kind of taking our time with it. So we're about halfway, maybe.
Did you
Yeah,
say you
think of
have
it.
20
Third,
songs?
probably. Yeah. Yeah, I think we'll make it shorter than that, but we want to record
Right.
more and then like kind of chisel it down a little bit.
Take the
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, nice. Well, very keen. Yeah, because you've been
No.
churning out the tracks, so I'm keen for
thank you.
the debut record. I also really liked the Instagram videos you did where you were playing the acoustic guitar with these like
Nice.
beautiful backdrops. Where
Yeah.
is that like near where you live? Because they were
Yeah.
so nice.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I really enjoyed making those two actually, mate. I just went on a camping trip with my girlfriend and we just drove through a bunch of beautiful places and she was like, oh, we should do a video. And so we did, and we just ended up doing a whole bunch of them because I was getting pretty tired of, I'm not very good at Instagram or anything.
Yeah.
And she was like, we just do a whole bunch of them now, you can just like post them later. And it's a great idea. So we just recorded a bunch of them and posted them later and it worked.
Nice.
But I live in the city, so like the suburbs, in Perth. But that was all out east, like just like a few hours, like near like Quarter and like 2J and stuff.
Yeah.
Just small
Right.
towns nearby, just out of the city.
Nice.
Looked like a postcard. They were so nice.
Yeah, no, it's some real beautiful. Some beautiful places. You know, when you just got like an hour out of the city, it's always so nice, no matter where you are. Like less people just somehow means beautiful, beautiful places.
Yeah. Funny
Yeah.
that. The 2 albums we're doing, Courtney Barnett and RVG. What was the thought process behind choosing these two? I mean, you're a singer-songwriter, Courtney Barnett, Romy Vager from RVG, singer-songwriters. But what was the thought thinking behind these two?
Well, I think the Sometimes I Sit and Think album from Courtney Barnett was a very formative sort of album for me in terms of I got really into it when I would have been like 17, 18. And when I was first starting to really get into gigging and playing with a band, and it kind of really changed, like especially the lyrics, but then also how aggressive some of the guitar and drum parts are. Really changed my attitude in a lot of ways and changed my taste a little bit. And not many albums, especially Australian albums, have had that kind of effect on me personally in terms of like, when you listen to something, it kind of changes what you like.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I really loved that, the writing of it, and I just wanted to be able to write songs like that pretty much after I heard it. And then the Romy Vager or RVG album, Bloody Mercy, I think I got into that a little bit later on, even though that would have been released it was released like 2017, I think.
2017, yeah.
Yeah, but I probably found it a few years ago, and I don't know, that one's it's hard to describe, I guess, but I just love the like it's kind of a different, like there's definitely similarities, but they seem quite different in my mind, like but I sort of love the rawness of it all,
Yeah.
like and like just everything about it, the tones of everything and the lyrics and the kind of sarcasm and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great.
Both of them are very lyric fronted albums.
Yeah, definitely.
With stories and everything.
Yeah, I think that's definitely something that draws me in to like music that I really like. There's music you like, and then there's music you like deeply connect to, and I think that sort of lyrical side of things is what bridges that gap for me. So those are two albums that really bridge that gap, I think, for me.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, I'm going to smash through little facts of these two albums. So, Courtney Barnett, originally from Sydney, didn't know that. Moved to Hobart with her family before settling in Melbourne. This was a debut record released on March 20th, 2015 by Milk Records, here in Australia anyway, which was founded by Barnett and Jen Clower in 2012. They released the Jade Imagine album we did.
Cool.
Did we do that for Aus Music Month last year? I think we did.
Yeah. That and Julie Jacqueline, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was it. Yeah, so that was a cool album.
That's great.
It was produced by Barnett herself, as well as her guitarist Jan Lascombe and Burke Reed. Reed has worked with heaps of Australian acts. City Calm Down, Bad Dreams, DZ Death Rays, Sarah Blasco. There was a lot more on that list as well.
So he's just a producer, not part of
I believe so. Yeah. 4 singles, Pedestrian at Best, which was Rolling Stone magazine's 4th best song of 2015.
Wow.
Whoa.
Rather large, yeah.
Rolling Stone Australia or Rolling Stone altogether?
All together.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'm pretty sure. Should have checked that.
It is a great
let's
song.
just go with it. Kim's Caravan, Dead Fox, Nobody Really Cares If You Don't Go to the Party as well with the other singles. Peaked at 4 in Australia, 16 in the UK and 20 in the US. It was nominated for 8 ARIA Awards and won 4, including Breakthrough Artist, Best Female Artist, Best Independent Release, and Best Cover Art, which she did herself as well, which is cool.
So cool.
She was also nominated for Best New Artist at the Grammys that year. She won the 2015 Australian Music Prize for Best Album of the Year, as well as the J Award for Best Album of the Year. And it was Pitchfork's 9th Best Album of 2015 and NME's 22nd Best Album of 2015.
Jesus
So,
Christ.
for a Melbourne independent album, she did very, very well.
Mm-hmm.
She was signed to some American and UK, Europe labels as well, which put it out, but still very sick.
For an Australian album that's so unbelievably Australian as well.
Mm.
Like, it's not a... Like, I feel like a lot of people in America wouldn't even know what she's talking about half the time. It's crazy that she's bridged that gap. So I feel like it's got so many Australian colloquialisms in it.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why I love it. Maybe it's just because I haven't heard them before. That could be the...
Yeah, because last week we were trying to say, like, what Australian bands have really popped off in the past few years. Or like,
she's like one of the biggest exports by far.
Easy.
Yeah. Her and Tame Impala Tame Impala's like the band, but she would have to be easily the second.
Yeah,
I'd say.
absolutely.
There's a few,
And Stella and Julia Jacqueline, both really big as well.
Yeah,
Flume,
which is cool.
Flume's pretty big.
Oh yeah, true.
Rufus
There's a
the
lot,
Soul.
but
There's a lot
she's
when
up
you
there.
think about it. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so RVG. It was a band formed by Romy Vager. She started playing shows in about 2014 in Melbourne, before Angus Bell and Ruben Bloxham joined the band. This was their debut record, released on October 20th, 2017, just independently. This was really cool that I found. It's actually on their Bandcamp, so I didn't really have to search too far. The songs were recorded live at the Tote in Melbourne, the pub there, and it was engineered and mixed by Angus Bell of the band.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wait, this whole album?
this whole album was recorded live at the Tote.
Wait, in a performance?
I don't.
No, just like recorded.
I think
okay.
just they recorded it there. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Wow.
So set up the gear and
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they could have been
I
a
was
show.
gonna say,
Surely not.
They
That's way
played
too
the
good.
perfect gig.
Yeah.
Like they played a completely flawless gig somehow.
With no
Yeah.
crowd. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. What?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
didn't
cool
realise that.
that it was recorded live at the Tote. Sick little
Yeah.
venue in Melbourne.
you can really feel that in the recording. Though, the
Yeah,
sort of
definitely.
energy and dynamic you can't get from like a click track or anything. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's what really draws you in about that album. It's like you can feel that kind of raw, like honesty about it. You know?
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow. There you go.
With that said, there was no official singles. They kind of just dropped the whole album. But I believe the title track A Quality of Mercy and That's All were later claimed to be singles. So, like, they would have pushed those 2 songs. But, yeah, no singles, didn't chart. It was released independently, but has a bit of a cult following. And it
Big cult following.
Deservingly so, because it's pretty sick. All right, that's all I got for the facts. Let's smash through the elevators. All right, I got to start by saying, with this Courtney Barnett album, when it came out, 2015, I was just a stupid little dumb teenager, probably listened to like the same 5 punk bands, and I just did not give this record the time of day because I thought I was too cool, but really I was just a stupid, dumb little teenage boy. And like, this album rocks, and the lyrics are just
really
incredible, and every song paints such a perfect picture of what she's trying to say.
Yeah.
And my stupid little teenage boy self didn't deserve this, I reckon.
I loved it when it came. I remember when Avant Gardner came out, which is I think that came out before this album. It's like the single that led into the album, sort of thing, and the video for that, and it was just like the most Australian thing you've ever heard in your life, but also really cool. Like, it's very it's incredibly Australian, but it's not like, doesn't make you cringe at all.
Yeah,
you know. It's like it's a perfect amount of Australian.
It's beautiful. It's ordinarily extraordinary, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of a thing.
I think my dad actually really loved it before I got into it. Like, he kind of introduced me to it, which is funny enough, and so I didn't really listen to it at first, like, because I was like, an album that my dad found, and, you know, when you're like 17, you don't, you know. But I was like traveling, and I started listening to it, and I think because I was brought up a lot of nostalgia, so I just obsessively listened to it for like a few months, and then by the time I got back, I was kind of like, it was kind of, you know, when you have those songs, you just like have to play it every single time you like go anywhere, drive anywhere.
Yeah.
And it was like that for like a year solid after that, but definitely like the nostalgia of being away from home sort of drew me into it a bit, because I guess that sort of homely suburban Australia, like narrative.
Absolutely.
Kind of,
I was going to say, I can hear a lot of like Australian colloquialisms you use in your music as well. Like, I think that you actually have that big time in common with Courtney Barnett, which is great to hear.
Yeah, it's probably something she definitely, like, I probably look up to her for, you know, so, and then try to apply it to some of my own stuff. Like, or I don't know, it allows you to kind of be a bit more yourself with it. Because I think when I first started singing, I remember trying to put on weird accents and stuff, because all the music you hear is all American or European or whatever. You don't hear many Australian bands that aren't pretending to be, you know, European or American. So
very true.
It definitely was one of the big reasons why I felt like I was allowed to sing stuff that's more like yourself.
Yeah.
You know?
Well,
No doubt.
last week we did Series and Sly Withers, and we could say the same thing about these 2 albums. They're both very, like, unapologetically Australian. They don't try and hide anything, which is brilliant, especially for doing it Australian Music Month. It works very well.
And just looking at, like, kind of unique Australian perspective, like things that don't get brought up in normally, kind of like the whole the Preston thing, about Preston, and like that song is just riddled through with lots of stuff about like Australian life and suburban life that you don't really hear about, and everyone else thinks it's just like the outback and fucking I don't know, meat pies and shit. But it's it's a unique perspective that it just makes you gravitate towards it a lot, I think.
Sure.
Yeah.
And it's not just the lyrical content though. Like, there's some sick guitar sounds and the drums. The drums are so
the
crunchy.
guitar and the drums. I was always really obsessed with the way, like, I haven't really looked too much into it, but whoever engineered that album would have a lot of respect for, because the sounds they got out of the drums and the guitar are just amazing. Like from getting more into recording myself now, I'm like looking back at it and I'm just like, how did you even get it to sound that good? It's like, you know, I guess a lot of it's just the playing, you know, but like to capture it so truthfully, it's great. It sounds.
Yeah. Because her guitarist did a little bit of the producing on it, so
he would
have had a fair input.
Yeah, the guitars get loud, and it's got so much guts.
But it's one of those albums that you can still hear everything like super well.
Yeah,
nothing gets lost in the mix.
No.
Yeah.
I read that they recorded it over. It was only over like 8 days or something.
Mm.
Really?
Super quick, and
Like in between
she had all
tours
the
or something?
songs, but she didn't really want to know, like, let the other bandmates know, just so they could have a really fresh take on it when they came into the studio when
Right.
she
Mm.
taught them. Pretty cool way to do it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And they said, I think it was Pedestrian at best had a bit like a fairly sizable change after like having the bandmates like check it out and
Yeah.
run through it, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I really
cool
like
way to do it.
Small Poppies on that album.
Yeah, that's
Just
one of my
the-
favorite songs.
The
I
guitar
love the
line on
quiet.
it is just, it's not it's nothing like crazy, like it's not technical, but it's just like very haunting. Like the way it just kind of draws you in and feels like you're in a trance. It's
Yeah.
kind of like droopy, kind of sexy, maybe a little bit sexy, I would say.
It's got like fast
spicy.
tremolo thing on it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah,
Builds
that's
up.
one of my favorites for sure.
And it's
I love
about tall poppy syndrome in Australia, which is a great thing to talk about, I think, as well.
Mm.
Very cool.
Jack, how did you come across RVG? Like, start listening to them?
I actually don't know. I think it's probably just from like related artists to like other stuff I was listening to. I actually can't even remember. I just remember like I think it must have just come on the radio or something. Maybe it was RTR or something. I don't know. But I just remember hearing it. I think I Shazammed it or something. And then
Yeah.
it was just like I just thought it was this really great song. And I assumed it must have been some big like British rock band or something. I don't know. But then it would tend to some it's just like a local Melbourne band, and they're amazing. Yeah, and then listen to the whole album a bunch, and all the songs like have that similar kind of like I don't know how to describe the feeling, but there's definitely like a feeling there that they like musically is that just feels great to listen.
It's very tense, I would say. It's like there's a lot of tension on this album. They just seem like they're about to explode.
Yeah, but in like
bit.
a really satisfying way. I guess everyone has different like the way it emotionally affects you. But like, there's guitars like and like the kind of energetic drums and everything is kind of building towards something. It feels quite like energizing and really like it's like one of those songs, like one of those albums that really like lifts me up, like gives me energy when I listen to it.
Does
Even
have
if
a
they're
lot,
talking about quite difficult things, like the performing aspects of it just gives you that boost, Like it just makes you feel really great.
Very cool.
I get a lot of have you listened to Television?
I can totally see that. The
Kind
guitar
of
and
them
then
and like Talking Heads as well. They're like the drama of Talking Heads. I feel like the vocals are very like dramatic, but in like the best way. It's kind of like almost like just talking to like preaching. Sounds like preaching half the time.
They feel really like honest, like really like real. Like they're not putting on a face or anything. It's just like
kind of
being
just
like
feels like you're
confident
listening
and like
to a
fun,
train of thought.
Yeah.
Also, the fact that they recorded it live gives it such like a more warmer, almost like a welcoming feel to it.
Yeah.
I reckon.
That's so cool. I had no idea. That's insane. You reckon they did the vocals as well rather than in there?
Surely they would have just done them in the studio, I think.
I don't know. I reckon maybe.
I reckon they would have done it
Yeah.
live.
There's not too much. There's not too much like layers on the vocals.
No.
So I reckon they would have, which is pretty cool. There's a lot band from Newcastle, Jack, that we've had on the pod that we're friends with, called Underlay. I reckon Underlay would be into this band.
time,
Cody and all them. They should record an album live.
And
There are a
even-
lot of
At the last.
the last.
That'd be so good. Even I
Outdoors.
could hear Vacations in this album a little bit.
Sure.
Yeah.
In some of the guitar
The
licks and
guitar
stuff.
work, with like early Vacations, some of the guitar tones are very similar, which is
Very
nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Have you?
I think
Did you read at all what the title track, the first song, "Equality of Mercy," was like about?
No,
no. I mean, I listened to that for a long time before I really like figured out fully like what. Because you kind of know it, like you can kind of figure out roughly because it's anything that slanders the Herald Sun. I'm like, fuck yeah, But yeah, because it was. I read a bit that it was about. In some ways inspired by the executions of I forgot the name, but you know who I'm
The
talking
Barley
about.
Nine members.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, it was
right.
a bowling.
And it was about the sort of, you know, the response that the general public have and the outlet that's given through the Murdoch media and all
Yeah.
that, you know, and how people so distant from something
Yeah,
and like pretend to be so involved and get so aggressive, and like there's a sort of meanness to do with the world, you know. And yeah, so it's kind of like the ending of that song is like, there's no evil in me. It's like kind of just like, yeah, because you get that a lot in Australia, people who are like have a lot of just mean attitudes, you know.
Yeah. They're very angry about things that they don't need to get angry about.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't
too. Things
matter.
that don't affect them in any way, like drug, you know, like drugs is like the, you know, like it's not something you should be killed for. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. And
Yeah.
then
It's
people
mad.
that live in Australia are like, yeah, you know, get what you deserve, kind of thing. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, like, that's what the song was about. She said, like people were writing, if you do the crime, do the time. It's like they're dying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So messed up. I mean,
Yeah.
different world in those countries, but yeah, I thought it was pretty interesting. Yeah, I thought it was a pretty interesting thing to write a song about, especially the title track and the first song on the
Yeah.
album.
I
That's
think
really
it's
cool.
also the song. I mean, I always thought it's quite allegorical for like other things in Australia too. Though it's not just about that kind of situation. Like it kind of like that same sort of aggressive attitude of like the uninvolved bystander who has no real
The onlooker.
connection to the issue than you know the newspaper at the cafe in the morning, and sort of aggression those people have towards things that have nothing to do with them, yet to other people are life and death issues.
Yeah.
It's something that seems to, you know, reoccur in Australia and I guess lots of different places, but you know, so you can kind of think of it as a song that expresses that feeling for so many different parts of so many different problems and attitudes that are really prevalent in Australia. That's at least the way I kind of feel about it.
No,
Yeah.
you can definitely picture the guy that's yelling at the newspaper, yelling at the TV every day. Everyone knows that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone's got to have their 2 cents worth.
They're local. Yeah.
Yep.
People getting angry about I thought the very recent example was during like the Trump presidency, like all these guys just screaming and like people, so many Australian people are just so angry about different aspects of it, but we don't really know. We have no idea.
No, nothing. Doesn't
We know
affect us.
absolutely nothing. Like when they had the riots and stuff, and people were like, "Oh, they can't be out there." Like, it's fucking bullshit. They're burning stuff down, like for Black Lives Matter. And it's like,
Yeah,
We have
they
no
don't know anything
idea.
about what's going on.
Exactly. They have
Yeah.
no
They
clue.
get all the information from the Herald
one
Sun.
news
Is
source.
that,
Yeah. Exactly.
yeah, which is really just like, you know, all Rupert Murdoch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
And,
It's
It's
and-
gospel.
His
yeah,
monopoly.
and you know the political and business ties that his media
Yeah,
has
Mm.
Absolutely.
somehow perverses itself into the commonly accepted attitude that the majority of like Australian people hold who consume that media. So it's like, yeah, a wild west of opinion.
Did any of you guys? What is an IBM? Is that a company?
Yeah, so
That's all I could think of.
Yeah, it is.
It is a company. A
it is a
computer
company.
hardware company.
It's crazy.
But
I'm loving it.
I'm actually not sure what that song's about.
But I
It's
just
about-
love the little telephone sounds in the middle of it.
Yeah.
All
And
the
they're talking
weird
about
little-
like computers and
Mm.
CPUs, but like being politically correct as well.
yeah,
Pretty cool.
very
That song
cool.
was cool. Should we get into the segments?
Yeah, let's do it.
Give it a
Alrighty.
crack.
We are going to kick it off with Get Inks.
Get inked.
Like always, kicking off with Get Inks. We're going to make some tattoo designs from the lyrics or just something from these albums. Bradley, you can go first this week.
Oh shit! All right. Cool. From the Courtney Barnett album, from the song "Dead Fox." Now that I thought she did her own artwork, but I wasn't known for sure. So very cool. Now that you've confirmed that, But I don't know if there's a freight company called Lynn Fox
Yeah.
that she's like kind of mocking and criticizing during the song just because of all that sort of stuff. I was going to take that Lynn Fox logo and just make it say Dead Fox instead.
Nice.
Yeah, that's nice. I can picture that logo
That'd be
already.
good.
Dead Fox.
Little red and yellow.
Maybe
diamond.
with that one. Maybe we can have like one of her crude like drawings that she does for her artworks, like a dead fox with some X's over her eyes or something. Its eyes or something.
That'd be good.
Kind of cool. From DVP, from IBN, laughter flicker from a GPU. So a GPU is a component of a computer, and a lot of our mates like to joke about their PC specs and how people take lots of pride in their PC specs, and they like to rattle them off to you. So I'm singing like to some nerd gamer with like his computer specs tattooed on his forearm or something. And because when lots of people like update their PCs, you got to just get more and more because you're updating your specs, so you got to update your tattoo as well.
Yeah.
So I
Decent.
got to get it laser removed and then updated when they change.
Update your specs. When you get that brand new graphics card, you bet that's going on.
Just like the whole circuit board. Do you reckon?
No. Just like
Just your
the
specs,
name
like
of your
list of
specs and
specs.
stuff.
Name,
Yeah. The name, what type of GPU you got. And so you can just rattle it off to your mates and take pride in how fast your frame rate is or some shit when you're gaming.
That's pretty funny.
That's good,
All
Brad.
right.
That's good.
It's
That's
not the
good.
best.
Mine from Courtney Barnett, just the song name Aqua Profunda. Apparently it actually means deep water in Italian, and that makes sense because the song mentions swimming in water. However, I just thought it sounds like a spell from Harry Potter, so I'm thinking like it's like a spell that maybe you turn someone's wand into like water or some shit. So I'm thinking it's like
As a tattoo.
no. That's what it sounds like to me. I just rewatched all the Harry Potter movies, so
Me
it's in my
too.
mind.
Really?
Yeah. Have you
Wow.
finished? I just finished Deathly Hallows Part 2 the other night.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good.
I
It
missed
felt
a
like-
couple because we were watching them as a house and I'd work some nights. So I missed a couple, but it was really good. Now we're watching Lord of the Rings.
All right, I think we're gonna watch the Hunger Games. Yeah.
That starts after the first one, doesn't it?
Yeah, probably. Anyway, good to know. Yeah. Anyway, great movies.
Yes.
Gonna read the book soon again, I reckon. Anywho, I'm thinking just Courtney Barnett dressed up as a wizard, maybe with a scar on her forehead, and that's just it because it just sounds like. And maybe she can be saying Aqua Profunda, and like her
Cool.
wand's turning into water.
Courtney
or some
Barnett
shit.
That'd be pretty
cosplay.
good.
Yeah. And then from Quality of Mercy, the song title, A Quality of Mercy, just like about the song's meaning that we spoke about. I'm thinking two guys on the electric chair, side by side, in like the style of like newspaper cartoons.
Oh yeah.
It's like a mob of people, maybe with like cameras waiting for them to die.
And a witty little joke or something.
Yeah, it's a bit brutal, a bit tongue in cheek at the same time. What are yours, Adam?
My one for Courtney Barnett from Pedestrian at Best. Give me all your money and I'll make some origami honey. That's just a $100 bill folded into a crane. Would be pretty nice.
Decent.
Yeah.
I was going to do that.
I wonder
if someone
Adam's probably going to do that.
Yeah.
The obvious one.
Yeah.
Then my
Maybe,
other
I
one,
reckon maybe someone might have that.
they might.
Yeah.
Sure.
My other one is from Heart Paste. It's just a toothpaste, like a plain toothpaste tube with a little love heart on it.
That's nice. I reckon. That's
Thanks.
Decent.
Very
Pretty
simple
clean.
ones this week.
Yeah.
There you go.
good. Heaps clean. Jack,
I don't know, they're
what are
not
your
quite as-
tattoo designs that you've
It's
came
deep,
up from?
but
these times?
I thought it'd be fun to have like 3 graves and a bunch of seals standing around crying. Because in Kim's Caravan, there's a seal keeps washing up on the beach because it wants to die.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, seal funeral.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
So that kind of like the absurdity of it. And then
It's very
Pretty good.
maybe just I was actually I was struggling to think of the other one, but it's kind of similar, like with the electric chair thing, but someone pulling a lever down, but they've got a blindfold over their eyes or something. But I kind of thought that was a bit, I don't know, I didn't think that would be a very nice thing to have tattooed on you. Yeah, it wouldn't be nice to have a tattoo. So I figured just an outline of a person and then another
That's
person.
dark,
next
but
to
I
them
like
holding
it.
up a
Yeah.
billboard
That'd be
that
a-
says, you, like, I'm with evil, and then like an arrow. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. That'd be
Yeah,
good.
I was
That'd
kind of
be-
Yo,
thinking of
I like
like
the
that
dark
first-
one.
Yeah.
seal one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Sounds like a
let's-
metal
I
band's tattoo.
don't wanna-
That'd be good.
Mm.
No. Yeah, well, I was thinking of a tattoo that my brother has that would be funny if it was like a seal instead of a rabbit, but it's like a rabbit with like a dark cheese grate. Actually, I'll skip over that one. Did you ever read that book that was like about bunny rabbits?
Wow.
I don't know. No. I'm going to skip over that one. Yeah.
Peter Rabbit?
It's like
Peter Rabbit,
It's
yeah.
called
Roger Rabbit.
Bunny Rabbit.
South Sydney Rabbit. Nah, they were good.
That's all
Bunny
good.
Rabbit's dying in different ways. It's pretty dark. Yeah. No, it's not a kid's book. But he got a tattoo of one of those.
Bunny
but
Rabbit's
I think
dying,
if it
a
was
kid's book.
seal or something instead, that'd be cool. Yeah. That's a bit, huh?
Yeah,
Nice.
sick.
That'd be good.
With a cheese grater. I might have to check this
Some
out.
quality tattoos there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And don't worry if they were dark. No one's ever getting these tattoos.
We've come up with some putrid stuff on this show before.
Yeah.
We have that have been very, very, very tough.
We'll take the wins when we get them.
Well said. All right, let's do our favourite songs. Let's do the ad. All right, that Spotify playlist, it's going up and up and up. The record Royale ads. How many songs? A few more people have followed it. 438 songs after this week. 27 hours of musical content for you to
Wow.
listen to. We're going to add 6 more songs in there.
It's quite hard to
Jack,
pick,
what are your favourite songs?
but
One from
I
each album.
think, I couldn't decide whether to try and pick the ones that aren't just like, like not the singles, or whether they go with the ones that are just like, you just like better, also the main songs. But I reckon Equality of Mercy, the title track, is probably my favorite song of that album still. So I'd add that one in there. Although I really want to do Vincent Van Gogh, but I'm going to stick with Equality of Mercy.
Yeah.
And then the other song, I was picking between a few as well, but I think Kim's Caravan. Either that or Small Poppies, but I reckon. Oh, actually no, make it Small Poppies. Yeah, Small Poppies and Quality of Mercy. Yeah, so I kind of went through my thinking process to make up my mind as I said them there.
The 2 long ones. Oh, Kim's Caravan and Small Poppies. Anyway, that's cool.
Mm.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Adam, what are yours?
I'll go Cause and Effect for RVG, the second song, so we can just go on first and then second. But I really liked it as well. It's like bright, and it's kind of like summery, but also very like introspective and very dramatic, and it almost has like a Meatloaf drama to it. I think like the vocals, which is I really love, and I love that track. It just reminds me a lot of Talking Heads, kind of like early Talking Heads. So I was really into it. And then for Courtney Barnett, I was going to say Small Poppies, but I'll go Elevator Operator. Also another really, really great chorus. And it's just another really specific story from Courtney Barnett about some guy that went up to the top of a building and people thought he was going to kill himself, but he was just going to have a look, which I think is a very Courtney Barnett story to talk about. So there you go.
Sick. I'm gonna do Dead Fox for Courtney Barnett album, even though it's single. That hook, I reckon
So
that
good.
is such a it's not surprising that Americans ate that up. I reckon that's that kind of hook translates really well wherever you are. I don't know, it's just catchy as hell. And then for Quality Mercy, I'm gonna say Heart Paced. I kind of got like Split Ends vibes, like Australian 70s bands.
Oh, hell yeah.
Kind of like, they're not lo-fi, but that type of sound, that type of storytelling as well, where it just kind of like trudges along. Like, there's no real climactic point.
Got a lot of like new wave.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Yeah.
So, so
stuff to them.
I'm chucking in. Brad, bring it home.
I think I was going to go Dead Fox as well. I'm going to go... I'll go Nobody Really Cares If You Don't Go to the Party. Production-wise, I think that's my favorite song off the album.
It's a great track.
That guitar's crunchy.
Yeah.
Drums, yeah, you said the drums are so punchy.
Mm.
And that hook sick as well. And it's a bit of a quick one, but it's a good one. I'm going to go Vincent van Gogh off the RVG. I think that song's like so like drug laced. It's just like I don't know. It's such a trippy kind of song.
It's weird. It's cool though. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, so sick. So it sounds like it's from the 70s or 80s or some shit. It's crazy.
Yeah. The whole album does, to be honest. Yeah, nice. Yeah. All right. Go check those songs out. The Record Rail ads on Spotify. Alrighty. Season 5 segment.
Shitty playlist, Will. Don't worry about it.
I don't
no
even
need
go
to plug it.
I don't even go to that shitty
You don't
playlist.
have to go if you don't want listeners.
So you're telling me you don't want to listen to Dua Lipa and then go straight into Metallica? Is that and then go back to Miley Cyrus? You don't want to do that?
Yeah, people will.
We should do that. We should do that. Maybe we go camping and that's the only playlist.
Maybe we should have a 27-hour party and we just play the whole playlist and get done. That'd be really fun.
Fuck, there'd be some
at the Chrissy party.
There'd be some tragic songs to drink beers to in there. it'd be a hard slog of a session.
There'd be some great songs though.
But it's only 3 tracks. It's only 3 tracks, so you get over it, and then you don't know what's on the horizon.
Oh, you mean 3 tracks from each band? Yeah. Yeah. Well, we should test this.
We won't do that.
We'll see if our hypothesis works. All right, season 5 segment. You know what it is. Shark Tank.
It's a smash hit.
All right, Jack. This segment, it is called Shark Tank. It is exactly the same as the show Shark Tank. Me, Brad, and Adam have taken 3 song titles. 1 song title each. 3 business ideas is what we're making, and then you have to decide which business idea you would give your hypothetical money to out of our 3. I will go first this week. My business idea is called Pedestrian at Best. This is just dumb. So it's a business for the people in life who... Well, it's not that dumb because you come across them a lot. It's about helping people who just suck at being a pedestrian. Like, they always cross the road at the wrong time, constant jaywalking, never abide by the lights or the crossings, and like they probably have heaps of pedestrian road rage in them. Like if they cross and a car comes in, they're like, "Oh, huh?" And but it's like overall, just like can't really comprehend how to be a good, safe pedestrian. So I'm thinking, Pedestrian at Best is a 10-week online course teaching anyone how to go from a shocking pedestrian to the best pedestrian possible. The course provides real-life insights and examples and will challenge the user at every step. So that's my Pedestrian at Best safety course, essentially.
That's pretty good.
So that's some people need that.
I think so too, yeah. What's yours, Adam?
Mine is called... Mine's so stupid. Mine's called Dead Fox. Okay, so... It's a game show, right? And it's kind of like American Ninja Warrior, but it's a giant flying fox that goes for 2Ks. And contestants have to dodge different threats that attack them from below as they're flying across. Like crocodiles, like flamethrowers, and like arrows from an archer. They've got to just dodge it. There's only 1 round, like, per
You've just got to make it to the end, pretty much.
You've just got to make it to the end, but they get away with $1 million. But the catch is most of them don't.
They die.
And they die. Yeah. So it's kind of... Got to imagine that this is in like a...
I was going to say, that sounds like...
This is in a world where like Death Race already exists. Like the movie Death Race, where... Yeah, but if we've learned anything from movies, in the future, people will pay to watch people get killed. Like Squid Game. So
it's coming.
It's coming. And
we're just in a little lull spot right now.
Yeah, I'm getting my idea in and then making the millions now, you know?
Yes.
For when
so
that
get
time
in,
comes.
Get in now.
Yeah.
Invest now.
Dead Fox.
Invest now. Yeah.
Cool. Brad, what's yours?
Mine, it's not really like an invention. It's just like a business proposition. I'm just looking for someone to invest money in being part ownership with a new venue, and it's called Feral Beach. It's like the chattest pub you can think of. It's got like a built-in wave pool. and like a fake beach for all the groms and gromettes to have heaps of overpriced beers. Skegs is the resident band, and they play every night.
Right.
You have to wear thongs or Birkenstocks. And Kelly Slater's keen, so I'm looking for one more.
You're going in with Kelly Slater.
Kelly Slater's keen on this idea.
Okay.
Mark Richards, maybe.
So it's a surf themed bar.
Yeah, it's just like a really big pub on the top of a hill with a beach, with a fake beach.
Why is it on the top of a hill?
That's just how they are in the beach towns. The pub's always on top of the hill.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
There's a pub.
Just a pub. All right. Jack, which business? Pedestrian at best, Dead Fox, or Feral Beach would you put
Well,
all
I think
your
Dead
life
Fox
savings
would be
in?
out because I think by the time I saw a return on that, I'd have been dead for 1,000 years or living in a parallel universe. Neither of which are super good things for me.
You gotta get in now.
Investment. The other one, the pub, Feral Beach. Although
Fair enough.
one of my favourite breweries for beer is called Feral Brewery. They're a WA brewery, pretty sure. So in that way, if they just had their beers, that would be a really cool thing to do. But not quite sure that it's the sort of bar that I'd want to own, because I mean, if you put an investment in, you'd have to be there all the time, and it sounds a bit risky. So I don't know if that would be a smart idea for my life savings.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's something about
anyone wants to
people
go
across the road a bit better. It's kind of pleasant, sort of like useful. It could maybe be like a job for young people to like help grandparents and stuff, or blind people, or like, I don't know, anyone who needs help crossing the road, or anyone who's just not very good at crossing the road. And I think there could be ways that could be stretched out into like crossing train tracks. I don't know, if you could collaborate with councils and stuff to, there's I think it's pleasant enough.
General transport etiquette.
Dealing with pedestrians,
Growth
maybe,
into
from the driver's
something,
perspective.
Useful. So I'd go with the pedestrian crossing business. There's no death, no alcohol, just pleasant walking across the road in a safe path. That kind of, it sounds like...
No death.
Well,
It's doing a good thing.
I think I need to learn from this, because
I was going to say...
I had last week was my only one out of this whole season that didn't involve some sort of death. And I think... and I won.
Yeah.
I think I need to stop...
I was going to say, every
stop
week...
relying on death.
Every week, at least one of us has a death in it.
You
And
say-
always the winner. The winner
Life
comes from like the most
savings, pretty serious
logical,
decisions.
like,
We all
real
think
world
it's going to be a good
humble
idea.
Yeah.
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 That's true.
But
Didn't
yeah,
involve death.
that's cool. I've got a couple of wins in Shark Tank. Pedestrian
Yeah, I
at
think
best
a part of
would
it-
actually
It would have to
go
be like...
pretty well for a lot of
It has to
people.
be
It's not
branched out
suck.
slightly, with a
Just don't
business
understand.
direction.
Or
I
it would
think
also
if I
go...
was to invest it, I
It
would
would go
probably
both ways.
push it,
with-
stretch it out, expand it from something.
yeah.
You can launch the business just to help people cross the roads, and then, but the goal in mind is to expand from there. You could be the first.
Be
Give me
perfect
some-
citizens.
Yeah, give me
I
some-
almost got hit by a car the other day, actually. Very close.
You need pedestrian at best, mate.
I was
Yeah.
I was walking across a zebra crossing, and it wasn't like I quickly turned into it, and it was across from a cafe, and I did see the car, but it was pretty far away, so I just assumed they would see me, but they were coming pretty fast, and I had my headphones in, so I kind of just looked up and I was like, no worries, walked across, and then it just like I felt it. The wind like behind me as I went past, and I just looked up, and there was a cafe just across the road, heaps of people because it was in the morning.
Maybe they need.
There was just like 30 people just like because they all thought I was going to get killed.
Was this,
I was like,
at? Was
I
this
just
on
kind
the
of took
way?
my headphones out and went, sorry. Kept walking. Anyway.
Where was this on Derby Street?
On Union Street, on that
yes.
zebra crossing, and it was
Yeah.
at the Union Cafe or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Brutal. Well,
I need it.
can't you lucky stars? You here, mate? All right, we got one more segment. Let's do two truths and a lie. Adam, Jack. Adam's gonna say 3 statements. 2 are true. 1's a lie. We got to figure out the lie. Who are they about this week, Adam?
They're all about Courtney.
Yep, as expected.
As expected. They're pretty quick fire ones this week. We couldn't find too much, but we'll see how we go. All right, first one. Courtney Barnett aspired to be a professional tennis player when she was growing up. Second one. Courtney Barnett didn't sing until she was 19. And third one. Courtney Barnett's favourite karaoke song is Living on a Prayer by Bon Jovi.
Right, I reckon number 2 is true because when I was getting the facts for these, I read that she played guitar in a few bands.
Right.
But I don't know if she
Didn't try
sung.
singing.
But it didn't actually say she never sung, so I'm not sure. I reckon the first one is something you could have just been like, yeah, she could be a tennis player.
Think whatever you want, Will.
I saw an interview.
I reckon
like the Over and Under by
did-
Pitchfork, and she said she hates sports.
Alright.
So,
True. But I remember, is there a music video with tennis in it?
ooh, I don't know.
What was number 3 again?
Her favourite karaoke
Bon
song is
Jovi.
Living on a Prayer by
Karaoke.
Bon Jovi. This is all from one interview, by the way. I got all this.
Except for one of them.
I'd probably say the karaoke one's a lie. But if what you said about the sport is true, then maybe
I'm gonna go with the sport
one's a
one.
lie.
Just based off
But I put
the
my money
Pitchfork
on
video that I
Bon
watched.
Jovi.
Maybe I'll go number 2. Maybe I'll go 2 because number 1 and 3 are kind of similar. They're pretty random. And I reckon he's been like, these are random. I'm going to chuck in like a real
Music
sounding one about actual
Yeah.
music. I'm going to go 2, the singing till
Wow,
she was 19.
that's a cool way of thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm right, but I'm going to...
Yeah, no, I've got no clue which one's right or wrong, but I feel like I don't know.
The Brad's...
Wait, what was the first? How did you word the first one again?
Courtney Barnett aspired to be a professional tennis player when she was growing up.
Yeah, the word aspired sounds like you've chucked it in.
Brad, you're going tennis. I'm going singing. Jack, are you going tennis now? Have you changed?
Oh, I don't know.
Do whatever you want.
I'm gonna go with Bon
There's
Jovi.
no prize.
Yeah. All right.
Equal.
Is it like-
Well, I'll start. Courtney Barnett did aspire to be a professional tennis player when she was growing up.
Nice.
And she wanted to be one until she was like 16.
cool.
She was apparently really good as a kid.
Good
And you were right about the music video. Avant Gardner, she plays tennis in that video.
Right.
Courtney Barnett didn't start singing until she was 19. So the false one, Jack, you got it. Courtney Barnett's
What?
favorite karaoke song isn't
There
Living
you
on a
go.
Prayer. Made that
More
up.
taste.
Dang it.
Made that up because there was builders in my house and I was just shocked. They were listening to like Star FM or something, some commercial radio station, and Bon Jovi literally plays like 7 or 8 times a day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and Living on a Prayer was like 3 times out of
They're
those
like-
ones.
They're
So
once a day tunes, some of them.
it's crazy. It's on all
Every
the time.
single day.
Anyway, so I just
Crazy.
chucked that in there. It's
10
like
a.m. in the
last
radio.
2 days. It's like the first
So
song that
fucked
comes
up.
on in the radio when they get in at 7 because I feel like it amps up all the tradies. It's like, yeah, big guitar solo at the start, you know.
Crazy.
Anyway. There we go.
That's good.
Cool.
Good
You
stuff,
won, Jack.
Adam. And well done, Jack. Picking the line.
Question.
All right,
Yeah.
we're gonna rate these albums out of 10. Out of 10, what though? Out of 10,
Chairs.
Thrones. Yeah.
Thrones. Yeah, out of 10
Thrones.
Thrones for Courtney Barnett, and then 10, eggshells.
Sure.
Sure. All right, let's
Sounds
do
good.
it. Adam, you're gonna start this week. We're going around. So Jack, we'll go around. We'll say Courtney Barnett, then we'll come back. Adam, Courtney Barnett out of 10. Thrones.
I'm gonna go 9 on this. Actually, this is a really, really good
Cool.
album. I loved it when it came out. I think it's a very unique Australian voice that just hadn't really been heard before. Just all about very suburban, and it's reached this incredible height, like just all over the world. and that's an achievement in itself. But yeah, I think it's just very clever. All the lyrics and stuff. It's just all about the mundane things, but they're just hiding they're alluding to very serious things that I think we can all relate to. So yeah, very clever, very catchy, and great guitar and drum tones. So 9.
Boom.
Yeah.
Brad?
I'm going to back you up. Big fat 9.
Shit.
I think this album's almost perfect.
Yeah.
Honestly, there's nothing wrong with it at all. I think the whole ordinarily extraordinary is a great way to say it. I think she's like a genius without sound. It's like she doesn't sound too intellectual, but she has these really beautiful perspectives on life, and she can paint full scenes and full movies with her lyrics.
Yeah, it's so vivid.
Yeah. While also being very Australian, being very witty and very charming. So, and production sides of things is a big tick as well. So, yeah. 9.
Look at
Huge.
that.
I'm going to go 8. Just one down. Sorry about that.
Fucking hell, Will.
Brad, good word. Charming. This album is charming. It's like Australiana charming. So a bit like Bogan, but really charming. And just everything she sings about is so precise and specific. And it's not everyone's cup of tea, like with Modern Baseball, Front Bottoms, Smith Street Band. But if it's, you can't like deny how well it's written.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just love how every song is a different story. It's just brilliant. And the guitars are sick. And the drums. It's all really good. So I'm going 8. All right, Jack, what are you giving it out of 10? What was it? Thrones.
What's Thrones mean?
Thrones.
Sometimes I sit and think.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
right.
about chairs.
It's just a.
Gosh, it's hard to put a number on it. But probably do I say 10 or 9?
You can do
Or
10.
Wait, do 10.
Do whatever you want.
Do it. Just do it.
But the thing is, there's no acoustic guitar in it, and is 10 like the perfect album, or is it just a flawless album?
We've
Is
thrown
it-
a few
there's-
10s around on this podcast.
There's been a fair few 10s. We're not.
I'll give it a
Snobs.
9.5
Well,
because I think nothing's
unfortunately,
perfect. Oh, you can't do halves.
yeah.
You can't do. You
You're
got to
rounding
do
up
9.
or you're rounding down?
Well, I think there's no such thing as perfect.
Yeah.
The things that make an album great are the things that aren't always perfect. Yeah? I don't know. Maybe give it a 9 because I don't think there's no such thing as a 10. Maybe there is. Nah, bugger it. Give it 10. Yeah.
Do it. That's what we want to hear.
Peer pressure.
I've got it on vinyl. I still listen to it all the time.
Yeah.
It's probably one of the best albums I've ever got involved with.
Nice.
Good.
In my ears.
That's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Would this be like your favourite album or one of?
I don't know. I don't listen to it as much these days. I definitely just like, how sometimes you go through like sort of not like
Big
a coming
phase.
of age thing, but you go like a real phase where it kind of is a big part of who you are for a while, and then you sort of grow a bit and your interests change a little bit, but it's still like a big part of you, but you don't really hear it, listen to it as much anymore. That's kind of the way I feel about it now. Like I still listen to some of the songs a bit, but it's like, it's kind of like, feels like it's got that kind of real connection to my past. When I listen to it, it makes me look back on times and stuff.
Introspective.
But in terms of just that sort of personal connection to it, I don't really have many albums that I feel that about, and that's probably one of the main ones that I have that kind of like personal, like little deep love for. That, yeah.
Nice.
Just the
10.
writing of it.
It's a 10. That's what I want to hear.
Bang. Boom. First Aus Music Month. 10. All right, let's do RVG out of 10. Eggshells or Vincent Van Goghs or Feral Beaches. It doesn't matter. Adam, what are you giving it?
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 7. Feral Beach of Eggshells for this one.
Yeah.
I did really like it. Maybe just because I'm not as accustomed to this. This is the first time listening to this album this week, and I did really like the drama of it, and like I loved a lot of the songs, but maybe I just need a little bit more time to delve into the lyrics a little bit deeper. I think because Courtney Barnett just paints such a perfect picture, the lyrics, I still like the lyrics, but it just seemed to pale in comparison a little bit to the Courtney Barnett album. So yeah, I'll give it a 7. For me.
Sweet. Brad?
I think a 7 feels pretty good. Learning that it's a live album is definitely
Yeah.
very, very cool. I'm not really trying to go too in depth into the lyrics. I just think it sounds really cool.
Yeah.
And this is something I will be playing at my place of employment because it's very cool and fitting, and sounds like it belongs in a pub. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Nice. I'm thinking 7, but I gave Courtney Barnett 8, and I think that album's a lot better. It just is. So I might go 6. I think this just wasn't enough to latch on to. I mean, there's only like 8 songs, which low key I fucking loved because it's a short album and I can just pump through it. And it's because it was recorded live, it's super concise, and obviously the production's that flows very well. But yeah, I didn't really get into it as much as the Courtney Barnett album, but I think the lyrics were really sick, and the sound is really cool. It sounds like 70s, 80s Australian music, a bit of British rock in there too. What's the album Feral like? Is it like a live recorded album as well?
Similar vibe. I don't know if it's live or not. I didn't really realize this one was live recorded, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
News to you.
Yeah, so I might check out their more recent stuff.
Beautiful.
Yeah, I'm going 6. All right, Jack, what are you going to give it?
I'll probably give it a 9. I think even though like, I think the songs I don't like. There's a couple in the other album that I very immediately connect with because especially the production's a lot clearer and stuff. But I think the sort of flow between the songs and the sort of raw like authenticity of the sound that they've got from, I guess a lot of that was a live production of it. Really like it's really consistent and really like, I don't know, I could listen to any song in that album and kind of really enjoy it. Whereas like the Courtney's album is definitely there's some I really love and other ones I'm kind of like not as into, like not as into, but you know, like I definitely have more favorites, but this one's more like just a great, like as an album, as like a body of work, it's like really concise and well made, and really like unified, and I really like that about an album when it feels like a solid piece that fits together, and that's one of the main things I love about it as like an album as a whole. Like feels like you want to sit down and listen to the whole thing. Like, you know, yeah, I give it a 9.
Beautiful.
I really like
Hell
it.
yeah.
Fair enough.
Nice.
See, I like that, Jack. When we have guests on, they're hesitant to bring out the
Yeah,
big
sometimes
scores.
we let them at first and they're like, oh, I don't know, like a 7, and then we're like, you brought them on. It should be your favourite.
I'm not gonna like. Yeah, I mean, if I gave it a less score, I wouldn't have picked it. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
That's good to hear. That's what we want.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. Despite the decent scores for RVG, it's a monstrous win for Courtney Barnett. 36 out of 40. Huge score. Beats,
Is that the biggest score this season?
I think so. It'd be tied with Turnstile, I believe, from a couple of weeks back. Beats
That's
29.
a crazy matchup, those two.
29 out of 40 for RVG. So yeah, Courtney Barnett, easy win, but we're all winners here. 2 brilliant Australian music albums that we were lucky enough to listen to. Thanks. So thank you, Jack, for bringing these on. Hope you had a fun time on the show. We really appreciate it, especially the time difference.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, no, lovely to meet you
Cheers,
all.
man.
Thanks for having me. Yeah.
Yeah. If you ever make your way over to Newcastle, we'll,
Yeah.
for a local show, we'll come for a beer.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sure.
Give us
Sounds like a
spot.
plan. Yeah.
Give us a door, yeah.
The only reason why I do this
Can you
podcast,
please
so
give us a
eventually
door?
when people come to Newcastle, I'll get a bunch of door spots.
The audacity.
They're going to start
audacity
coming
ask
in.
for it.
When summer comes around, boys, so many free tickets. No, not at all. I don't think-
The
I don't think
audacity
we're
to
getting
ask.
one.
The audacity
We
to
should
ask
ask.
bands for a door spot after 2 years of not
Hey,
playing
remember
shows.
that time you were on our pod 2 years ago? Do you reckon, can me and 5 of my mates please come to your show for free?
Backstage,
alright?
free beers. Guys,
Is that
free
alright?
beers as well.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I can't wait to
You can do
actually
it.
try and do that. Next week on the show, the Australian Music Month train, it keeps rolling on. However, we are still waiting on confirmation of the 2 albums we're doing. It's going to be, I can already tell though they're going to be
They'll
good.
be
because
heavy.
Yeah, they're going to be heavy. We can only assume because we got Jack, Melbourne band, Void of Vision coming on the show, which is pretty dope. They're a
Very
sick band. I can only imagine Jack's gonna pick some pretty cool
Some
albums.
heavy stuff.
Yeah, people have
Very
been
different to
saying
this week, which would be great.
yeah, people have been saying
Changing
do
it
some Australian heavy music. So
Yeah.
we're just assuming that he could pick fucking
He can pick whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Poor Kelly.
yeah. Well, that'd be
Yeah.
brilliant too.
That'd be great too.
There's a lot of possibilities, and they're all wins. So that's next week with Jack. Just follow us on Instagram at Record Royale. We'll post it on Friday what we're doing, and you can stay in the loop, just like we will. All right, that's it for this week. Appreciate it. Go follow us on the socials at Record Royale. You can buy a tote bag from www.recordroyale.com.au. Yeah, I said the W's. Fuck yeah.
Don't need the
Yeah.
W's there.
No, fuck yeah. I'm saying the W's. I
No,
might need even more W's.
TPS at the beginning.
Yeah. Put the postcode in there too. So next week with Jack, follow us on the social so you can see what albums you're doing so you can listen along. It's a lot more fun when you can get in touch, let us know what you're thinking of the albums. All right, Jack, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thanks,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
Very much appreciate it. Farewell, Brad. Farewell, Adam. I'm in Newey this weekend for the first time in like 4 months, so
Oh, shit.
maybe we can come for a beer.
Beers.
What, on Saturday or Friday?
I'll be there Saturday night.
Right.
I'm working.
All right, too
I'm
easy.
sure I
I'll
might
come
pop
see
in
you.
after.
Maybe
Anyway,
another weekend.
Sounds good.
Yeah, we'll sort this out another time. All right, see you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, goodbye.